SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD, join our family. S is for students, F for families too. U is for united, talking about me and you. S for solidarity, D is for diversity. SFUSD.
Hola científicos, that means scientists in español. How are you today? Muy bien, I'm having a great day today as well. I'm excited to continue being a scientist with all of you. Do you remember what we did yesterday? Great memoria. We launched our question, how do scientists remember their observations and learning? And also started answering that by creating our own science notebooks. I hope you have your notebook handy because we'll be using that in a little bit. Today, we're going to sketch or draw in our notebooks to help us learn more about plants. Oh, do you remember that too? I wanted to know how plants grow and had done an experiment to answer that, and now you are all going to go through that process with me. But scientists, I don't want my notebook to be the only example that you see. So I had some science teachers help me out and put together some notebook pages for us to observe. Let's go ahead and see what they put together. I want you to pay attention to what you see on the pages, and not just what animals you see, but what details do you notice? Did they write the date like we did? Let's check them out. What did you notice, científicos? I saw a lot of important things, and I made a list of them. Let's read through it. Maybe you saw the same things as me. I saw date, questions, it was clear, had sketches, labels, writing, and colors. Is there anything else that you noticed? Ay, científicos, you're so funny. Of course, there were birds in the images. But remember, we were looking for what the scientists did, not exactly what they drew. Maybe we can describe how they drew the birds? I think they drew them very accurately, and that means it looked like an actual bird, not like a silly cartoon bird. You know what? Saying that specific word reminded me of something special that science teachers came up with. Have you all heard of the ABCDE? Oh, no. I didn't mean the alphabet, but you're not wrong. That question was a little confusing. The ABCDEs of science is a code to help scientists remember what to incorporate in their notebooks. Some of you are probably wondering, Maestra, what are the ABCDEs though? Well, I'm first going to tell you what each letter stands for, and then we'll dig deeper by looking at my science notebook sketch to see if I followed the ABCDEs. The A is for accurate, which means that the sketch looks correct. I have an example. Sometimes when we draw faces, we draw dots for our eyes, but this is not an accurate drawing. Our eyes are not dots. They're bigger and have different shapes. B is for big. That means that when you sketch in your science notebooks, take up about as much space on the page as you can. You want to be able to go and read what you learned, to go back and read what you learned. The C is for colorful. I don't think I need to explain this one. We all read D and E on the list, but tomorrow we will go over them even more. Right now, I need your help. Scientists help each other and always review each other's work and research. I was hoping that you, my wonderful scientists, could take a look at my sketch from the break and see if it has the first three components of A, B, C, D, E. Do you think you can help me with that? Buenísimo. First, let's look at what I wanted to sketch. This image shows how the seeds looked on the 4th day while they were wrapped in wet towels. Next, you'll see my sketch of the seeds. So, scientists, was my sketch accurate? Como que no, not really. Was it big? Yeesh, not really. Was it colorful? You're right. I didn't use any color. Scientists, if I hadn't taken pictures of the seeds, I don't think I would have remembered when the seeds looked like that. The way I did my sketch does not help me remember my learning. But since I do have that that picture, maybe all of you can help me make a better sketch using ABC. What do you think of that? Oh, muchísimas gracias. You are all so wonderful for helping me. Well, I should start by taking out my science notebook. Do you want to sketch this while I sketch it too? Awesome. Well, so you should take out your notebook, a pencil, an eraser, and coloring utensils. Let's gather our supplies so we can get started. All right, notebook, pencil, cool. Muy bien. I'm gonna start by writing today's date, January 20th, 2021. We go to the next blank page. So that's yesterday. Awesome. January 20th, 2021. Next, we should look at the image again while we sketch so that we can be as accurate as possible. We'll try to keep the picture on the screen for you to see. So I noticed that there are 3 seeds. So we should have 3 seeds on our paper. I'm going to outline the shapes that I see, and I need to make sure to include the little parts shooting out of the 2 seeds on the side. Please draw it with me. All right, let's get this one. Accurate, big, colorful. Make sure to make it big. Ooh. Accurate, so this has the little shoots. Boop. This one looks like a peach. This one's up here, and it looks like a little ponytail. Great job. Do these seeds look bigger and more accurate than in my last sketch? How did yours come out? Buenísimo. Let's keep going. The only things I need to do now is color my seeds. They are beige, and the shoots are a little lighter with yellow tips. I'll try to show that in my drawing. And scientists, I recommend using colored pencils because markers are a little too dark. And it's dark down here, and it's yellow on this end. A little yellow here. This one was really yellow-brown. Interesting. I forgot to draw some dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe add a little brown. Okay, that looks a lot better. All right. Whew. I am sure glad that these seeds are so big. It made it easier to add the colorful details. Well, what do you think of my new sketch? I agree. It looks so much better. Scientists, I'm happy that you were able to help me. And I'm glad you also had a chance to add something to your notebook. Today, we made our sketches accurate, big, and colorful. Tomorrow, we will find out what other two components will help us answer our question, how do scientists remember their observations and learning? Thank you so much for your help, and enjoy the rest of the show, and I can't wait to see you mañana.
Hi everyone! Have you ever wanted to have some of the powers that animals have to be able to do some of the things that they can do? Well, my son Diego was thinking about all the incredible things, besides just changing a lot of colors, that chameleons do. And he started writing this song called Chameleon Boy that we're gonna sing for you today. So I want you to think about, would you like to have any of the special powers that chameleons have? Or can you think of another animal whose powers you would like to have? Hola, aquí estoy con mi familia para cantar una canción que empezó a componer mi hijo Diego pensando en todos los poderes especiales que tienen los camaleones. Entonces quería que tú pensaras en un animal cuyos poderes a ti te gustaría tener o que podrías hacer las cosas que puede hacer ese animal. Escucha la canción y espero que la disfrutes. Hope you enjoy the song. Bye. 1, 2, 3. I can climb using my 2 toes and exhale. When I grip in 3 places, I know that I can't fail. I can look in all directions using my 2 eyes. One can look low and the other can look high. Chameleon boy, can't catch me, I'm out of sight. Chameleon boy, use my powers with all my might. Chameleon boy, watch what I can do. Yo saco mi lengua para atrapar mi presa. Va el doble de rápido que un coche de carrera. Es tan larga como 2 de mi cuerpo entero. Con ella yo agarro mi cena de insectos. Camaleón, mira lo que puedo hacer. Camaleón, entérate de mi poder. Camaleón, yo soy especial. When I see something scary, I can act like a tree. When they see me, they won't eat me, 'cause I move like a leaf. I can change any color that I see around. Watch me turn yellow, orange, green, purple, brown. Chameleon boy, can't catch me, I'm out of sight. Chameleon boy, use my powers with all my might. Chameleon boy, watch what I can do. Chameleon boy, can't catch me, I'm out of sight. Chameleon boy, use my powers with all my might. Chameleon boy, watch what I can do. Chameleon boy, watch what I can do. Gracias. Adios.
Good afternoon, class. Today, we will continue our journey in the adventures of computing in our book, Hello Ruby. I will be reading chapters 6 and 7. Chapter 6, The Garden. When Ruby arrives, the whole garden is in chaos. Everything is out of order, with dirt, vegetables, and foxes flying every which way. It's hard to focus on anything. The foxes are confused about what to do. They keep repeating tasks that are already done and missing other jobs that need to be completed. New rule, the boss fox yells. Everyone grab a seed to plant and at the same time weed the garden. Ruby observes all the craziness and comes up with an idea. She raises her voice and gets everyone's attention. You, and you. You're the planters. You need a big bag of seeds. If a hole is empty, drop in 1 carrot seed. If there's already a seed, move on. Keep going until you hit the end of the row. Then move to the next row. Repeat the whole thing 5 times. Ruby is pleased with herself. Now, on to the others. The rest of you, you're the weeders. Your role is to remove everything green and living, unless it's a carrot seedling. Check each row. Stop when you've reached the end of the 5th row. Oh, that helps, says the boss fox a little sheepishly. So you see, everything is being removed that's green except for the carrot seedling. Everyone gets to work, and just when it's time to plant the last carrot seed, Ruby spots something half buried in the mud. It's a sparkling pink gem. With 3 gems in her pocket, Ruby lets out an exhausted but happy sigh. And that's when she smells something sweet drifting through the air. Her stomach starts to growl. Chapter 7. The robots. Not too far away, in a very busy house with a very busy kitchen, the happy robots are baking. It smells like candy canes, cinnamon, cookies, milk, and jelly beans. A gem could easily be hidden in this messy kitchen, Ruby thinks. The robots love sharing everything, and they quickly invite Ruby in and teach her how to make cupcakes. Writing a recipe allows you to make many cupcakes. Once you've found a good recipe, you can make hundreds of cupcakes, or you can swap ingredients and make many different kinds of cupcakes, explains one of the robots. And recipes get better when you share them. You make friends when you share, continues the robot with the chef's hat. So Ruby makes cupcakes, lots of cupcakes. When she's done, she picks one to take with her. I'll take the cupcake that has red sprinkles, yellow frosting, and no strawberries, Ruby decides. Ruby takes a final peek under the shelf and into the oven, but is disappointed that she can't find the gem. With the cupcake in her hand, Ruby thanks the robots and is on her way. When she takes a bite, she sees something inside the cupcake glimmer. And then we're going to end it right there.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad that every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is well.
Hi, it's Miss Genoa from San Francisco Ballet's Dance in Schools and Communities program. Did you know that just like scientists have ways to record their data and their observations, dancers and choreographers, the people who make up dances, have ways to record and write down their dances? I didn't know that when I was your age, but it's a really cool system. It was what they used before people had video cameras to record dances all the time. Just like musicians have music that they read and write to record their music, dancers have something called labanotation. It's just one of the systems to analyze and write down dance. So if you looked at this, you might go, what? That doesn't look like a dance. What does that even mean? But all of these symbols tell you how to move your body. So we're going to look at some of the symbols that tell us what level and what direction to move in. So if you see a symbol that's filled in, it means to dance low. If you see a symbol that has a dot in it, it means you're supposed to go middle level. And if you see a symbol with lines through it, it means you go high. These symbols tell us what direction to go. So this is forward, right, and left, to the right and left, and backwards to the right or left. So if we saw this symbol filled in like that, it would mean that we go forward at a low level. If we saw this symbol with a dot in it, it would mean that we go to the right at a medium level. And say, for example, we saw this symbol filled in with the lines, it would mean that we go backwards or reach backwards at a high level. So let's play around with some of that movement. The first symbol we'll start with is forward, right, low, and forward, left, low. So if we were walking, it might look like this: low, forward, right, left, left. Do that again. Ready? Right, left, left. That's what back left high and back right high. So if we were walking back, it might look like this. Up high, on your tippy toes, back. Or you could reach back. Yeah? It could be any body part. You could go with our other one, low, reach forward with your legs, and we could go high to the back. All right, let's look at a couple more. What about these ones? This is left low and right high. So let's see, what would that look like? We could go left low and right high and left low. Do it with me, right high. We could even reach left low with your leg, right high with your arm. Can you do it the other way? Right low, left high. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Left middle. Can we do our leg left to the middle? Whoa, can you do that? Or we could reach our arm left to the middle. Anything middle level to the left. Now what about these ones? What if we had forward, middle, and back low? So if we stepped forward, middle level, and reached back low. Try that. Forward, middle, back low. Or what if we had our arm go forward and then our other arm go low, or our leg go low? Arm forward, leg low. So cool. You can learn what kind of movement to do just by looking at symbols. Thanks for joining me in that fun activity and learning a little bit about Laban notation. We learned that we can think critically about dance, just like scientists. We learned that we can analyze human movement and use a system of symbols to write it down so that we can share our dances with other people. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.
Good afternoon. My name is Monique Morton, and I am a paraprofessional at Sheridan Elementary School. And I'm so excited to be with you this afternoon, and I look forward to sharing my book with you titled The Nonsense Monster. So I am going to pull up the book. And the title of the book is called The Nonsense Monster. It was written by Monique Morton and illustrated by Jessica Jones. And I also want to thank my publisher, Zulon Press. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl named Sally and a little boy named Charlie that attended an elementary school that sat on a hill. This was no ordinary school because it had a guest named the Nonsense Monster. So there's a picture of Sally and Charlie walking to school. So one day, the little boy named Charlie said, "I'm not going to allow the Nonsense Monster to stop me from completing my schoolwork." Now see, Nonsense, he wasn't a scary monster, but when it came to the students, he loved to distract them. He would do just about anything to take the students' attention away from their classwork. And see, in this picture here, during circle time, when they're supposed to be focused on the teacher, they're looking at Nonsense because here it is, he's juggling balls to just get them distracted. So one day, the little boy named Charlie said, "I'm not going to allow the Nonsense Monster to distract me and take me off task." So he had made up in his mind that he wasn't going to allow Nonsense to take him off task. So Charlie sat in his seat, and the Nonsense Monster tried to whisper in Charlie's ear. He tried to get Charlie to think of playing outside, but that didn't work. The Nonsense even tried to poke Charlie with his finger so he would think another student did it. but Charlie remained focused. And that's so important, boys and girls, to remain focused because sometimes we'll miss out on valuable learning time when we get distracted. This made Nonsense even more determined to get somebody off track. He went over to the little girl named Sally and took her writing pen. He even whispered in her ear, "Look at the ceiling while your teacher is teaching," just to get her off track and not do her classwork. But Sally was strong and she said, "No." You see Sally talking to Nonsense and telling him no. She said, "Go away and leave me alone," said Sally. "I'm going to focus and complete my classwork." The Nonsense monster grew weary. He grew weary because the students at the school on the hill were focused. He couldn't distract Sally or Charlie, so he had to find a new home. And the students on the hill were so focused, they completed all of their classwork and paid attention in class for the rest of the school year. Great job, kids. No distractions. And boys and girls, I hope that when you're in class listening to your teacher, or when you're on Zoom listening to your teacher, that you are focused and you don't allow anything to distract you. Well, thank you again, boys and girls, for allowing me to come and share with you today. And I hope to see you next time. Keep reading and stay focused.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Dr. Vincent Matthews of the San Francisco Unified School District. It made me so happy to spend time with you today. I hope you had fun too.
What did you make on the show today? Submit your content here using the QR code or go to bit.ly/SFUSD, yes, YES, and watch all of our episodes at sfusd.edu/SF loves learning.
And now it's time to say goodbye. So let's sing our goodbye song. For this song, you have to use your whole body. Will you sing it with me? Are you ready? Wave high, wave low. For now, it's time to go. Wave your elbows, wave your toes, wave your tongue, and wave your nose. Wave your knees, wave your lips. Blow a kiss with your fingertips. Wave your ears, wave your hair, wave your belly, and wave your derriere. Wave your chin, wave your eye. For now it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
SFUSD, that's the place to be. SFUSD, bienvenidos a Tijuana. SFUSD, everyone come and see. SFUSD.